Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the Breitling Professional Skyracer Raven, 44 millimeters in polished stainless steel. You can see this Breitling Skyracer Raven on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now you can see on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. In spite of a 54.5 millimeter lug-to-lug measurement, the watch is quite compact. It doesn't look like a watch that spans almost 55 millimeters from lug to opposite extremity. Moreover, it doesn't look like a watch that's 16 millimeters thick. This is the thinnest thick watch I've ever worn. And I say that because while it is 16 millimeters from the top of the crystal to the bottom of the case back, it nestles into the wrist in such a fashion that when you combine the slope of the bezel with the amount by which the height is reduced when buckled down, it actually winds up only being about 13 millimeters high. It's really no thicker in practical terms, that is, in wearable terms, than something like a modern Rolex Submariner. Ultimately, whether you like this watch isn't going to come down so much to your wrist size, because I think as small as 14 centimeters in circumference you could wear this watch comfortably, but whether you like the aesthetic of the high polished case, the brown vulcanized rubber bezel, and the slash cut 3-link professional 2 bracelet. It's paired with a beautiful single deployant Breitling clasp, and you can see the clasp itself, wonderfully finished, featuring a very secure clamshell closure. When it's shut tight. And like the rest of the watch, it's just built like a bank vault. Everything about this timepiece speaks to the substance of it. You can even see that despite the rubber wrap of the bezel, it features Breitling's traditional screw-fixed bezel assembly. So again, robust. This is not something that can be accidentally popped off if it happens to hit a wall or bump into a doorknob in the course of daily use. It also features the traditional Navitimer circular slide rule flight computer. It can handle multiplication and division, and it's quite convenient once you learn it. You'll find yourself outpacing your friends with their iPhone calculators. And I want to clarify that that is the purpose of this little case insert right here. This little perforation is actually a cover for the differential that operates the acceleration of the inner circular slide rule bezel. It's not a helium release valve. However, the watch is water resistant to 200 meters, so solidly more than the flight style timepieces that it counts as its rivals. Now you can see that the dial is beautifully animated by a guilloche radial pattern, which is to say it's not a sunburst. The texture is much deeper and more striking than a sunburst grain. This isn't a grained dial, this is a truly cut dial, and the lines, the rayon pattern, radiates out from the cannon pinion at center. Now there's a lot going on here. Breitling gives you a 3-register chronograph while creating a classical image. The twin-register chronograph of the mid-century coexists with a watch that gives you chronograph hours, minutes, and seconds. Now the clever thing about this watch and its caliber 27 is that it features both center seconds as well as minutes. So when I stop the chronograph and reset it, you'll see how both the seconds and minute hand reset to the index at 12. Now there's also a mono counter at 9 o'clock. You can see the mono counter with superimposed hours and minutes, so you can at a glance see seconds and minutes and hours and minutes, all while maintaining the clean, uncluttered appearance of a twin register design. Now the clever thing about this watch is it does incorporate some aesthetic refinements that set it apart from the volume of Breitling production today. It's a little bit more muted, it's a bit more of a throwback to the classic Breitling utility style watch. That's accomplished by the anthracite non-gloss dial as well as the rubber-wrapped, rubber-clad style bidirectional rotating bezel. Now this is a little bit of Breitling does AP, because we're all familiar with the Royal Oak Offshore rubber-clad. This is a little bit of a different quality in as much as the rubber is much thinner and brushed metal accents from the underlying bezel are allowed to shine through. Call it Breitling's take on the Audemars Piguet polished bezel bolts, but it's very effective, it's very striking in person. Now the watch is a COSC rated chronometer, so it does feature a couple of refinements that are pretty universal to Breitling watches these days. Hacking seconds, so when you pull the crown all the way, you do stop the balance, and I'll show you how that works, so you can synchronize precisely to a known accurate reference time. Now you see I pull the crown, and I stop the seconds hand right here at the sub-register at 3 o'clock. Moreover, because the watch is based on an ETA 2892 base movement, it also retains the quickset mechanism of the underlying ETA. This is a versatile and stylish timepiece that definitely breaks the mold aesthetically from Breitling's norm. It stands apart. It had a relatively short run from 2009 to about 2012, and you just don't see too many of them. It's not Breitling for Bentley. It's not dramatically oversized, and as I demonstrated earlier, it fits nicely on a smaller wrist. You can see this distinctive and dramatic and slightly offbeat Breitling Professional Skyracer Raven chronograph on our website, watchyoumwant.com.